Okay, let's talk about kind of a fun, happy module, and that is friendship. You've all hopefully got friends, and if not, you definitely will at some point. But this module will help you understand how you came to meet them, why you decided to continue to get to know them, and what exactly their friendship means to you. So, the first learning outcome in this module are the factors related to initial encounters. Now, this might seem kind of something that you don't really think about. I can't even remember the first time I met most of my friends, but there's three characteristics that we typically associate with why we develop any kind of relationship with someone or meeting them for the first time. The first of those is proximity. Again, we take this for granted, but the fact that you are near someone makes you likely to have some kind of relationship with them. Think about people that you remember that you met. You might have met them in class, you might have met them at work, you might have met them in church or in some social setting. The fact that you were physically near each other is what led you to continue to interact. So proximity is something we can't take for granted, although obviously with technology today, you may have great friendships that you feel are very strong with people that you've never even met. So proximity matters in our face-to-face interactions, but not so much in our cyber friendships that many of us have. The second factor of initial encounters is familiarity. Maybe you've seen someone, maybe they're physically near you, but the more you see them, the more they're physically around you, the more likely you are to interact with them. Again, think about elevators. I don't know why I always think about elevators, but if you are on an elevator with someone at school or work and it's just one time, you may not talk to them. Again, I'm kind of shy, so I probably might not just start a conversation with you. Or at the gym. I just joined a new gym, and the first time I see everybody, I'm just going to walk around and talk to everybody at the gym. But maybe after several days, after several weeks, if I start seeing some of the same people, well, I might feel familiar with them. They might feel familiar to me, so I'm more likely to engage in conversation or say something to them. The third is physical attractiveness. Now, this obviously matters in romantic relationships, but it matters in friendship development as well. We tend to seek out just general relationships with people who we feel are physically attractive. It's not the driving force behind all our interactions, and we're not always conscious of it, but research suggests it does matter on some level. Now, the difference is what is attractive to you may not be attractive to me. So again, it's not as if you know exactly what you should look like to get people to want to be your friend. That's not at all what we're saying, but there are some characteristics that people value more than others. Typically expressive traits, people that have large smiles, high eyebrows, things like that, we typically view as being attractive. Some research suggests that people whose faces are symmetrical are more viewed as physically attractive. And something that is fairly universal, not completely, are grooming qualities. We tend to like people who look clean, who smell clean, who look kind of put together. So again, even tiny little things like that may lead you to interact with someone or to start up a conversation like that for the first time. Now, those are very different from the two factors of subsequent encounters, and this is when you've met each other, maybe you've talked to each other. Now what's going on that makes you want to continue that interaction? And the first of those is reciprocal liking. I love the concept of reciprocal liking. It sounds fancy, but all it means is if you like me, I will like you. Now, it's not as if we're consciously saying that like, oh, I only like people who recognize that I'm amazing. That's not at all what we're saying. But when someone shows us that they like us, whether that's through smiling or saying hi or starting conversations, it makes us feel good. So having those positive emotions being associated with someone obviously makes us want to continue those interactions. And on some level, if you have good, healthy self-esteem, which hopefully you do, you might recognize that, you're a good person, you're worth getting to know, and this person sees that. So maybe they're a good judge of character. Again, I'm not saying that you're just like, oh, I'm so amazing. You like me? Then you're a good person. It's not that prevalent and it's not that conscious, but reciprocal liking does encourage continued interaction with people that we meet. The second is similarity. Again, you've heard the cliche, birds of a feather flock together. You might have also heard the cliche or the fabulous Paula Abdul song, opposites attract. Again, conflicting messages there, which is why, as psychologists, we want to research these things, and we don't just want to believe what people or pop stars tell us. The truth is, when we talk about friendships, and even romantic relationships, the healthier ones do contain some form of similarity. In other words, we like similar things, or we have similar values. We view the world the same way. It's not to say you can't have friends or date people who are very different from you, but you're more likely to have conflict and have those relationships dissolve than people who are similar. At the same token, you can be extremely similar to someone and get all over each other's nerves. So again, we're talking about trends. It's not always true, but when you have things in common with someone, it does make you want to continue that interaction. Alright, so you've continued interaction, maybe you've developed a friendship. What the heck does friendship even mean? This is something that if you take developmental psychology, you'll actually learn a lot of theories as to how friendship develops and what it means over time. The things I value as an adult are not the things I valued as a child. One of my best friends as a child was my best friend because he had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that I did not have, and that's all it took for him to be one of my best friends. Today I'm a little bit more picky than that most of the time. But just think about the things that you value in your friends. Your textbook in this module will tell you about 3 specific themes of friendship, one of which is doing things together. We call this the communal nature of friendship, so participating in activities together, going to the same places. The next one is sociability and compatibility. Basically, you enjoy being around the person, they make you laugh, they're fun to be around. The third is emotional expression. So this is someone who gives you support, they're proud of you, they're there for you when you need help, they have an emotional attachment to you. Most people seem to value that emotional attachment the most out of those 3 themes, but make sure you know all 3 of those as the themes of friendship. And think about the friends that you have. How did you meet them? Why did you continue to hang out with them? And how much of these themes do they have? And what matters to you? Thinking about your actual friends as you learn this material will make it very easy for you to remember come final exam time.